There hasn't been a game quite like Warioland 4 on Game Boy Advance for me. Growing up as a kid, I always used to love playing this game just because how creative it was with the platforming and just the level variety, and all of Wario's moves were just so fun. The boss fights also were pretty creative and just fun overall. Like the whole art style and aesthetic of the game was just so well done for the Game Boy at the time. The levels also, in their design, were very well done. I just think Wario Land was a very underrated game that appealed to a specific group of people on the Game Boy back in the day that was just cherished and beloved for what it was. There hasn't been really a game that's captured just the style and gameplay of it, I think, in my opinion, till today. But I think we finally have a game that's come along to scratch that itch for Wario Land fans that have been waiting so long. So let's dive into a new game called AntonBlast. As soon as you boot up the demo and that music hits you, it's already just bringing me back to the good old glory days of Game Boy Advance games and just sitting, chilling in the back of my parents' car playing my Game Boy SP with my headphones and just playing some of the funnest games I think that I played as a kid. As soon as you jump into the demo, the game puts you directly into a tutorial section, obviously reminiscent to Wario Land 4. This is probably a homage to that if I had to actually compare it. But as soon as you start moving around and getting a feel for the game, you can directly tell that Wario Land is the direct, basically spiritual successor to this game and what the developers are going for. I think SummitSphere has something really special that they're trying to recapture here. For a lot of fans of this genre of side-scrolling platformers, especially games like Metroid Dread as of recent, have really come to just put 2D platformers back on the map for a lot of people that have not seen many come out in the past couple of years. The basic backstory of Anton is that he is basically after collecting these prize spirits that were stolen by literally a character called Satan, and it puts Anton basically in a quest for revenge by just blowing shit up and wreaking havoc while he pursues Satan, I'm assuming, to basically retrieve those stolen spirits back. Anton has pretty much every move that Wario has, which is the roll down slopes, which basically helps you break through small blocks that you couldn't normally get under, a obviously down smash with his hammer, a melee attack, a dash attack. But the coolest thing by far is jumping between these foreground and background planes. I think is going to open up a lot of gameplay depth for the game. I think it's just really dope and really cool. It's probably my favorite feature, I think, for the game at the moment. I think it's just something that's a really cool concept, and it'll open up a lot of gameplay options for AntonBlast. Obviously, since this is just a demo, and the game's still in definitely development and probably nowhere near going to be released, I'm assuming, but you can tell that there's just so much nostalgia that the devs at SummitSphere are going for with Wario Land. You can just already tell that the game's gonna have that charm just put into it, and just that love and care that was put into games back in the day on Game Boy Advance and other systems during that era. You have different types of blocks that will obviously damage you throughout the environment, and the way you get health is pretty cool. It almost reminds me of Super Mario. I think 3 is the one where you used to pull like turnips out of the ground, and that's the way Anton gets health. You just pull those basically beets out of the ground that give you life, and you have 4 of those at the top left that appear as like a deck of cards, which is pretty cool. Obviously, you're going throughout the level collecting different collectibles, just like the rupees and diamonds in Wario Land. And obviously you have your good amount of switches that you'll press to activate, different things in the environment, whether it's blocks that were basically grayed out before. And you're obviously jumping between different planes, which I think is so damn cool, man. And like you wind up having to explore the environment more. Like, it's just a great way to open up exploration in the game and add, no pun intended, just a lot of depth in Anton's ability and movements and just the way the game feels. Once you make your way to the end of the level, Anton will jump into a cannon that gets shot through a building that demolishes the whole building, which you hit a timer at the top there that automatically starts the run. Those hidden blocks that are oriented towards the timer will basically activate, just like in Warioland, and will open up alternate paths while you make your run back to the beginning of the level to get back into a doorway. As you make your way through the demo of AntonBlast, there is a decent amount of stuff you'll be doing within the level. There is only just the one level at the moment for the demo on itch.io, which I'll leave a link in the description, guys. And I definitely recommend you guys check this out right away. And head over to the official Kickstarter for the game as well. Their goal has been almost met, which is so awesome to see, the amount of support for indie games at the moment. And I think it just goes to say that there is a big difference in development for games, especially comparing AAA and indie studio games for 2022. I think this is a whole nother rabbit hole we could jump into and discuss, but I'll save that for another time, guys. Just enjoy some unedited footage of the end of the demo, and let's meet back in a bit. So that unfortunately brings an end to the gameplay demo for AntonBlast, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little teaser from SummitSphere. Since they released the demo on itch.io, I highly recommend you guys try it out. And head over to their Kickstarter page where you can find some lore about the game and a basic gist of what the game's all about and what the team is trying to do with the game. I highly recommend just taking a look at the game and trying it for yourself, especially if you loved games on Game Boy Advance. This is such a great love letter to that era, and I'm hoping all the best for SummitSphere in just developing the game and hopefully just putting their passion exactly where they want it to be. And as usual, guys, take care of yourselves. Peace.